Welcome back, everybody, to the Purple Bloom podcast with Lauren and Alisha. And today we're going to talk about a bunch of fun stuff, including our BTS concert experiences. And we've been to many concerts, both of us, and we're super excited to talk to you guys about them.
Yeah.
Also, really quick before we get started, we wanted to give a little shout out and thank Ahmad for taking the time out of his busy schedule to edit each and every one of these episodes. If you want to check him out, you can check in the link, or I guess in the description down below. You can check out his Instagram and follow him there. He posts some really fun pictures. He's doing a lot of audio work and a lot of video work. He's just a really cool guy. He's got a lot of projects going on.
Yes. So thank you very much, Maud, for dealing with us for hours now.
For hours. We really appreciate you. Our quality has gotten so much better after you started editing our episodes. So let's just jump into it, shall we?
Yes.
So the first concert we went to actually was before we met, like respectfully, the first BTS concerts that we went to.
Oh, okay. Is that what that meant? Lauren, I was looking at before you met very confused.
I was same. We have a little note sheet where we keep all of the details of what we want to talk about and all the points and stuff. And all we have is before we met and nothing else there. That's the first point we have to get to. So.
Sometimes we rush through these outlines, you know?
Yeah.
The rest of it's very fleshed out, though.
No, you know what it is I bet you I started that, and then we got to talking about something else, and I just forgot to write the rest of it.
Oh, yeah.
That's probably what happened.
That happens to us all the time.
Yeah.
We're a bit like goldfish sometimes.
Yeah, honestly. But do you want to tell us about your Wings concert experience? Because you...
Oh, yes.
You were there on the ground. I mean, you were, in it.
Yeah. And I can't even... I didn't even realize it was before we met because I automatically assume and I automatically associate Lauren with BTS and all of my BTS concerts. So sometimes I kind of insert her into my Wings memories.
That is so cute.
Wings happened. Wings happened before we met. Yeah, it was me and my cousin in Newark. And we had sound check, which was phenomenal and also really crazy. We were really packed in there.
Yeah, what was that like?
But crazy, definitely. We had waited already in the general admission line to get our wristbands, and then we had to go from the general admission line to the sound check line. So we did that.
Wow.
And we were all pushed into one side of the stage. That's how they did sound check. Kind of like how they do sound check now still, where they only open one side of the stage for fans. And we had posters and it was standing room only. So it was crazy. Sound check was 15 minutes, 15, 20 minutes. Very short. Same how it is now. Pretty short.
Wow.
The most memorable experience was when Tay left, everyone left the stage, and then Tay came back out. We're oh my God. And Tay is he grabs the microphone, is my phone, because he left his phone on the stage.
Oh, Tay. Oh my God. Tay.
And I was oh, okay.
Tay,
yeah, no,
Tay.
he wasn't coming back for us. No, he was just coming back for the phone.
Oh.
But it was cute. Definitely got Jimin to see my sign because my sign was slightly ridiculous.
What did your sign say?
Yeah. Well, it was supposed to be in the form of a tweet, and one of the hashtags said baby hands, but in Korean.
Oh my gosh, that is so fun.
And I think he read that and was what the fuck? But anyway, it made a laugh.
Well, that's all that matters then. If he was giggling, he loved it, I'm sure. That is so cute.
Yeah.
And
sound check was great. Go ahead.
What a lovely experience, how intimate that was. And that was 2017 Wings. So that was before they really had their explosion over here, I would say. Before DNA. Way before DNA, you know?
Yeah.
And
yes.
to have that really intimate experience with them where they saw your poster and you could tell that they reacted to it, and just to have them playful like that, oh, Tay forgot his phone. That's so nice.
It was cute. And honestly, the concert in 2017, I didn't really think anything of it because it was the first BTS concert that I had been to.
Mm-hmm.
But me and my cousin were on the right-hand side of the stage, and we had so much room in there that we could go from like the very front of the stage where it's like extended out a bit to the very back of the stage. And like no one stopped us. No one was like territorial about it. No one pushed us out of the way.
That's a
It was almost
stark
crazy.
contrast to our experience in Chicago for Love Yourself. I mean, that is just like
180.
light and day to the
Right?
like a year later. Wow.
Yeah. And it was, I don't know if it was just like there were just now so many more fans like for Love Yourself. But yeah, 2017 was so cool. Although we did notice that there was something up with Tay, and we didn't find out for years that it was because of that argument.
That's right.
But he looked so pissed off when he went out there at first. Like you could see it in him. So
yeah.
I don't know. It was overall, I would say I'm really glad Wings was my first BTS experience because that's what made us want to do floor seats for Love Yourself. But again, we didn't know what we were getting ourselves into because 2017 and then 2018 were like completely different vibes.
Like night and day. Exactly. And that's really cool though. You know, the thing with Tay that happened that night, that's so neat that you realized something was off with Tay, but it really wasn't until years when the movie came out. What was it? Was it No, it wasn't Speak Yourself. It was the first BTS documentary that YouTube did. Beyond the Scene, maybe that's what it was. And then that's where they showed the in-depth of like Tay and Jin's little quarrel there, their little fight. But it wasn't like a fight. It was just like a misunderstanding. It was like, you know, like built up resentment coming out in this way, and it wasn't towards each other. They've worked it out, but during that concert you could tell that the vibe was definitely off during that concert. And that's so cool that like you experienced that, but then later, years later, you realized, oh, that's what it was.
It was crazy though, because I guess like sometimes you don't feel like you'll pick up on that, but we lucked out in that we were in floor seating. And so now if you try and go to a BTS, floor is like seated. Like there are chairs. Yeah. There's like no pit. Because even when we went to Love Yourself, we were in the pit. Like we were there. They were like right there.
It was dramatic. It was
and
dramatic and
now
dramatic.
It's like we'll never, I know it was both of the addicts. Yeah, but now we'll never get that close again. So now I cherish those memories.
I know, right? And, you know, when you showed pictures, like, that was like back when we first were all together in that group. And you were showing pictures of your Wings tour, of your Wings, like, you know, concert experience. And, like, you could see every button on those boys' clothes. You guys were so close. That was, so, like, that's just amazing.
But we got really close for Love Yourself too.
We did. Oh my gosh, we did. It's just so funny that like, so you were like right there on the stage for Wings. And then when I went to the Wings concert, I like, you could not have been in a farther away seat than where me and my friend were. It was like, it's like night and day. I went to the Chicago. Aww. So it's kind of a crazy thing. Back then, it was 2 shows in LA, and then it was 2 shows in New York, and that were like released. And then like a week later, and those like sold out, right? I'm sure you remember those like sold out so quick. And then it was like a week later, they were like, oh, we're going to add Chicago. And so that's how that came about. But I think they only did, if I remember right, it was only one night in Chicago. So it was really hard. And like, you had to get ticketing like through like the venue website and stuff. But I couldn't get tickets, and but one of my friends at the time, she could, and we were like loose friends. Like we met up once, and I showed her a playlist. Like we met up because we liked Mystic Messenger. I don't know if anyone listening to this podcast knows what that is. It's an Ultimo game, but we met up because we liked that, and she was like, so what kind of music do you listen to? And like, we exchanged like playlists, right? And my playlist was BTS. Okay. Nothing new there. but then like, and I couldn't get tickets to this thing. And then I reached out to her like months later, you know, because I was like, and now I'm just like thinking like, okay, I'm going to have to like get like save up money and like buy like really high priced tickets to this concert on, you know, Ticket Hub, like all the, you know, Vivid Seats and all that. But after I messaged her, she was like, oh, actually I have 2 tickets. Like I was able to get them. And I was wanting to ask if you could come. I don't think I've ever told you that, Alisha.
Wow.
Like how that actually like...
No, that's crazy.
Just that, I think I told you about the ticketing experience, but I don't think I told you about like how... Yeah, I was like, you've got to be kidding. Like this is my little angels here working for me.
Aww.
Like giving me this blessing. But so then we've met once and then we were like, okay, we're ready to go. We went on a trip together and we drove to Chicago and yeah, she never told me where the seats were though. Because I was too scared to ask.
Well.
She didn't let me see the tickets until we were like in line to go.
Oh my God.
I know. But I was too scared to ask because I was like just so happy to be able to go see them, you know? I was like I was like a freshman or like a sophomore in college, I think.
Aww.
So I didn't have like much to my name.
Oh, yeah. We're all kind of poor in that age.
Right. But then, but yeah, it was like the nosebleed seats right at the very top. We got there like right before it started because, you know, bless her heart, she thought that, you know, they weren't going to start on time. And
oh my God.
which, I mean, if you're thinking about like American artists, yeah, they're not going to start on time.
Right.
They never do, right? And they have opening
Right.
acts and yada, yada. Well, this is BTS. And
yeah.
I have been researching, Alisha, I have been researching this for months at this point. Like, I knew how K-pop concerts work. I knew how the BTS concert worked.
Right.
And I was like, no, we have to be there like right on time. They're going to be like 3 minutes early. Like I'm telling you, we have to be in our seats. So we finally got there and it was like too late. Like we had the little, like, do you remember the little papers that we had to put on our army bombs?
Yes, I do.
The little plastic ones. What color was yours?
Yep. Mine was pink. The floor seating was pink.
Pink. Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
You guys were the pink. We were the blue up there at the top. I love that. Pink
and we made
blue.
our rainbow.
We made a rainbow.
But kudos to the armies who like organized that. That was a lot of organization to do.
That's just amazing to me. And then the banners too. Like we didn't have banners on our seats, so I had to like go searching for one on the ground. And thank gosh I was able to find one. But I mean, I think they just like
that's
ran
such
out.
a like. Well, that's such a K-pop thing, though. Like, Western artists don't do that.
Exactly.
Every K-pop concert I have ever been to, I've gotten a banner, photo cards, like all kinds of random things being in line and just going to the concert.
Exactly.
It's a very, like, different experience.
See, and I knew that, too. And so I came prepared. I made little, like, do you remember the little Hobie flowers that I made?
Yes.
So I made those.
They were so cute, guys.
Yeah. So I made those for the Wings concert. That was, and it was just all Hobie flowers at that point. And then I extended it and I made, because I was like, not everyone's bias is Hobie. So and then I made everyone else. But I had like a bunch of Hobie flowers to pass out and I didn't have time to pass them out. So I had to do it at the end of the concert. But anyway, I'm talking too long about this. One last thing I want to say about this concert. And I think I've told Alisha this a couple of times. It's just one of the most beautiful things that I've ever seen. Alisha, do you remember when Hobie performed Mama at the Wings concert?
Okay. I will preface this by saying that, like, my concert memories, like, literally don't exist. I remember going to the concert. I don't remember anything about the concert, guys. I'm not sure if this is, like, a mental health thing. Like, my brain's just blocking it out. I don't know. But I don't actually really remember most of the concerts I've gone to. So I don't remember this specific thing. I'm sorry, Lauren. No. But I love Hobie. And Hobie is my concert bias. Nobody else exists in concert other than Hobie.
Oh, my gosh, I feel that. Like, I feel that in my bones and my soul. That's so funny. You just, like, go blacked out. But that's why we take videos and pictures, right?
Yep.
But so it was just, like, I don't know how to describe it. It was just one of the most beautiful things. I was looking down and I was looking at the big screen. And it was just, you know, Hobie got kind of emotional that night when he was singing Mama. And it was right when all of the music drops out at the end. And, you know, he's looking, and then like you see the stars in his eyes. And that's when I like, and he had blonde hair then too. And that's when I was like, wow, like that's a good boy. Like that's, no, that's not a good boy. When I saw that, I was like, that's a star. And that's what I felt. And that was like riveting. And even Grace, like she grabbed a hold of me. She was like, oh my God, like what are we witnessing? Like what's going on? Like we couldn't, it was such a beautiful thing to witness him be so authentically himself at that moment and just be so, just be a star, you know?
Yes. If you have not been to a BTS concert yet, or if you're like us and you haven't been to one in like 2 years now because of this pandemic, Hobie is just magical in concert. There's something about him. He's just like born to be a performer. That's what I think every time I see him on stage. He's like born to do it.
I think so too.
So captivating.
Yeah. And I mean, Jimin too. Like they all have their own charm on stage. It's just
they
Hobie's,
do.
To me, shines in a way that I really enjoy so much. It was just like I felt it in my heart when he sang that, and I was like, wow. But enough about that. I just wanted to share that because if you give me a platform to share that on, I absolutely will.
Right.
On to our next concert.
Yes.
This is Love Yourself Now, 2018. Yes. When this was yeah, go ahead.
No, talk. Go.
Well, this was our first one together as a team.
Yes.
Bracing the storm together. How would you describe this?
And we've got to preface this. Well, I would say this was another one of those we met for the first time, like in line.
Yeah.
In line for the concert. Well, actually, you met my cousin first, like being very sleep deprived and to give you the tickets to get in line.
Oh, that's right. We dropped
the little GA ticket things. I don't even know. But this goes back to like we met on Twitter, me and Lauren. We started talking.
Oh, yeah.
We FaceTimed once. And somehow we were all like, yep, we're all going to go to this concert together now. We're going to spend big money,
we're gonna
alter our lives, and go to this concert.
The amount, when I think about it, the amount of trust that we had in each other was remarkable for like.
Yes. That's why I always describe like our little group and Lauren as like my platonic soulmates, because like I wouldn't do this for my other friends. I really wouldn't. I would not drop all of this and spend all that money. But yeah, so we had our sad little tent. We're totally going to link you the vlog for this, by the way.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
We had our sad little tent. I was like super tired. Alyssa was coming off of like a 12-hour shift and then a car ride that Lauren drove from
4
Columbus.
in the morning.
It was just a hot mess, y'all. It was a hot mess.
Yeah. She worked. She, you know, was working, our friend was working like 12-hour shifts, like 4 days in a row.
Right.
And this is her last she's also like deathly ill right now too. And she's like,
oh my God.
And I'm driving by her house when she gets off work at like 3 a.m. And so I'm driving by to pick her up at like 3:30, 4 a.m. And
oh my God.
Yeah. And I like pull up and then she like gets in the car and she's like, I just broke my brother's like big like wine glass vase and he's gonna be so mad when he wakes up. And so just like, and I was like, oh no. But that's how we started the journey. And then as soon as we got to Chicago at like 9 in the morning, because it's about a 6-hour drive,
right,
from here to there, and as soon as we got there, we drove right to your guys' Airbnb to meet Sahara.
Yep.
I don't know how Alyssa's like, I don't know how she like stayed with me, how she stayed conscious with me, how she was nice to me. Even she was very kind to me.
I don't know how she got up.
I know.
I still don't. I wasn't even awake. She got up and I was like, where's Sahara? I don't even know.
I know. And she just, it was just the funniest thing. And then she gave us these wristbands and then we headed over to the campsite.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then you guys showed up a couple hours later.
Yeah, we had other friends also in town. And the reason we got the place in GA that we did is because of those other friends. They were in town before all of us. So I texted them and I was like, hey guys, can you please like go put our names on this GA list that like some people just like made up and
Uh-huh.
we're doing the unofficial GA line.
Should
and
we
so
talk
she
about
did.
that?
And so,
oh my God, Alisha.
I
That
got a vent about that.
I just completely forgot about all of
Bullshit.
that until just now.
I know, we repressed it. We repressed
That's
all those
what-
memories because it was such a shit show that I just don't even want to like think about it too much. But
Oh my
essentially, we had armies just like show up weeks before the concert. Like I think a solid 2 weeks before the concert started. And we're like, hey, we're the bosses of this GA line. And they like made a list and like handed out. They started with cards and then they went to wristbands with numbers on it.
And these
Mind
are
you,
kids,
the venue
mind
will
you.
always. Yeah, they were younger than us for sure. And the venue will never, they always will say, like, we won't honor, you know, whatever
Yeah.
it is. But they do because it's organized.
Yeah, don't fall for their
So-
tricks.
Yeah, I just thought it was bullshit because I was like, bro, you're not the bosses here. But anyway, we adhered to it and we got our wristbands with our numbers on it because someone put our name on the list.
Yeah.
And that's how we got our spot in GA.
Yeah.
But what are your thoughts, Lauren?
Oh, I have so many thoughts on that because we like were literally like, why don't like our friend and I who like we were like, why don't we just run the line? Like we were gonna get, you know,
Yep.
I mean, she's like type A, like she was actually gonna really run the show,
Yeah.
and I was gonna like be her
Right.
like we were all gonna be like right there helping her out, and like we were gonna get like cards and play like hand them out to everyone, and we were in this group chat,
Right.
and the group chat was really the ones who were like running the show, like. There was somebody, because we
Yeah.
had people there in Chicago, and we were like, okay, write our names down on the list.
Right.
But the girl who was like in charge of it, you know, I don't want to like speak bad, but like she didn't write our names on the list when we asked her to. And so we ended up being lower in the line when we
Yep.
showed up. Because, which I mean, I have some thoughts on like how that whole thing goes down, because it's like when you have a job, like you can't camp out for 2 weeks, you know?
Exactly.
And then it just turns into
And-
who you know. And that's not fair, I don't think.
Right. That's what it was, though. It was very much their favorites. Like, those are the people that were at the front of the line. And me and Sahara had already changed our flight. We changed our flight to get in earlier, literally
Yeah, I
for this
remember that.
reason. And you guys, did you guys leave earlier, too? I feel like you did. I don't know.
Well, we had to leave as soon as she got off work. I feel like we were going to leave at like
Okay.
9, but then we just left right
Yeah.
after. Yeah, I think that's what happened.
Yeah.
Wow, I completely forgot about
Anyway.
all that. But, you know,
Right?
we live and you learn.
Yes. But yeah, so then we finally showed up hours later with your breakfast.
Oh,
Profusely apologized that it was late. But
yeah. No, it was just
yeah,
so
and that-
sweet of you guys to like show up. That was like the first time we ever met in person. It was just you guys
right?
feeding us. It was like, and poor Alyssa.
And mind you,
Uh-huh.
they're both exhausted. Lauren and Alyssa look like they've driven for 6 hours, and Alyssa definitely looked like she had worked 4 straight 12-hour shifts.
I
And
know.
like I was not in the best shape of my life, and neither was Sahara. So
It was rough. And then here we are on the outskirts, like on just like the small
Yeah.
piece of grass outside of the
Yep.
United Center venue.
Yep.
And it's like, oh
Yeah.
my gosh. Man, that was like such good memories though
Wild.
for me. And we had like, so
Mm-hmm.
our friend and I, we went to Walmart. Was it like a week before we left or something?
yeah.
And we just like, we got a cart and we just piled on like camping gear stuff. Like the person who was checking us out, we're like, oh, you're going on a camping trip. And Alyssa was just like, oh yeah, like we're, you know, going
Yep.
out in the woods, gonna
Better
have a fun
to lie.
time. No, we're camping outside of the United Center. But yeah, we just had a tarp and we tried to set it up and it just looked so sad. We couldn't stay there. There was no way.
No. But it's okay, because then I think we stayed there for a while. Like, everyone stayed there for a little bit, and then we were like, okay, we'll be back tomorrow. And
Yeah.
you guys got there before us. I think you got there at like 3 a.m., right? The next
Yeah.
day?
It might have been, it was probably my anxiety. If we got there earlier, it was definitely my anxiety.
You got there earlier than us, because I think we got there at like 4 or 5.
Ah.
It was still definitely dark out, and it was still definitely Chicago weather. So, like,
Oh, yeah,
Cold.
cold.
and miserable. And like literally, I remember us being out there for like hours and just like realizing hours later that we could have just slept in.
I know, because people were still coming. It was like misty too a
Yeah.
little bit. It was like
It was.
just that, Midwestern morning. But like to
Yep.
me, and maybe because I was like younger and I didn't have, I wasn't as, like if I had to work, like if I was like right now, if I had to go and do that, I would probably be like exhausted. But back then, like I was just
Right.
in college. So like I was just there to vibe. And also like I had all my buddies there. I was very
Aw.
like, it was like a
Aw.
very, very pleasant experience for me. Because like
Aw.
when we were waiting there in line at that time, then I had the Hobie flowers again, or the BTS flowers this time. I made all of them. And then I just
Yay.
walked around and gave them to some people just randomly in the line.
Yes.
And then the people behind us. And, there was some like really fun people around us. And we were all like dancing and
There
like,
were.
playing music. And
I will say that
Yes.
armies know how to have a good time.
Oh,
Always.
yeah. It's so nice. It's so much fun.
And
But-
we lucked out because my friends bought us breakfast too.
Yes, they did. And
She went to McDonald's
yeah. That
and
was
just
so
bought a
nice.
bunch of shit. And I'm like, oh, thank God. Because I wasn't sure I was going to hold out. Me and Cole don't get along very well.
Yeah.
And it was freezing there. So I was not having a good time.
I
And
remember
I was
now.
trying not to let it get to me, but I wasn't having a good time. I just needed some food and some coffee.
Yeah. I remember, I think you and Alyssa, you guys both really needed food at that time. I forgot about that.
Yeah, we did. Yeah. But we finally got our wristbands. We got our little iconic wristband photo that we all
did.
have.
And then we went and we slept. Oh, wait, no, we walked by
Yeah.
we like took a gander around the little like merch
The
section.
merch. Yes. And that's when I realized, 'cause I'm big on merch.
Yes,
so
you
I
are.
realized that the merch line was like a whole nother GA line. I was like, what? I'm sorry.
No.
How long am I going to have to wait in that line? No. And that was when I had to like make my decision. Like, am I going to wait in this merch line or am I like going to take care of myself? So
And you know what you did?
didn't wait in the merch
You loved
line.
yourself. BTS would be proud.
I did.
But
I was really sad though. But yeah, I
know.
did.
I know. I think it's just so like, why would they even open up? It's so frustrating when they have like 5 hats and they open up, merch and for like all of these people when they only have like 5 hats. So you don't like, you have to pick and choose GA or the merch. And like, you're doing like a gamble if you do the merch,
I think that's why they've done away with like GA now and GA's like seated. So you have a seat still, even if it's on the floor, because I think they've gotten smarter and realized that like, oh, if we give everyone seats and they know where they're going to sit, we don't have to worry about them lining up weeks in advance and that being a liability. And then they can all line up for merch and spend more money.
We can milk them for more money. Exactly. That's probably what happened.
Exactly. I will say though, the 2017 merch line, I think it sold out in the first like 300 people because we did sound check and then I realized that there was a merch section. And so we went to the merch section. My friends got in line and they were not very far in that line, but everything we wanted sold out within the first like 200 people.
Oh,
Because they didn't bring like any merch to Wings. So
Oh, yeah.
at least there's more merch than that now.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember my friend at Wings. She was like, I wanted to go get like a sweatshirt or something from the tour. And I was like, they probably don't have any more. Like,
Accurate. So
Right.
accurate.
oh gosh.
But that was Love Yourself. And you guys went to 2 days. I didn't even buy 2 days worth of concert tickets for that one. You guys went to both days.
That's right. And then you went to City Field. Oh, okay. So the
I
second
did.
day for we should probably finish the first day here on Love Yourself really quick. We got in there. We had this like whole game plan. We were going to go to the side that's further away from the door for the stage.
Yes.
And we got in there and I had like a crisis. I should talk about this. I had like a panic attack because
Oh,
It was like
I didn't know that.
Well, it was because I wasn't next to you guys. That's why I was so like freaking out.
Yeah.
Because I couldn't see. We went to where we wanted to be. We all like had a game plan.
Right.
We wanted to be right out, like right in front of the stairs on the
Yes.
what would that be? The right side or the left side of the stage? Whichever.
If you're facing the stage, it would be the right side.
Yes.
So just the stairs that go up to the extended stage.
Because we're thinking like they might come down, they might shake our hand,
Right.
Might, we might get more interaction there, and but there were already like we didn't get barricade. We were the second row from barricade,
Right.
And I was just and everyone was sitting down when we went in there, and I was like, I'm not gonna be able to see. Like I was so worried that I wouldn't be able to see, and that mattered more to me than like the placement was just to be able to see,
Right.
And so I like stood a little bit away from you guys, like I was like maybe two lengths, like two people, like if there was a person here, a person here, like that's that space, away, and like to where I could like wiggle in for barricade because the girl in front of me, she was like, oh, like you can just like once we stand up, we'll put you in here for barricade, like you'll be able to see. And I was like crying. I was like, thank you so much. She liked my soap jacket too, and I was like, oh my god, you're so nice. But can we move closer to my friends, please? But what happened was this girl behind us, and bless her heart, like I'm sure, like I'm not trying to talk bad on anyone. I'm sure everyone had their own reasons. I want to be close to BTS too, but this girl behind us, when we all stood up, and the two girls, like they let me come up there with them. This girl behind us, she like was causing a scene, and she was like, "Hey, that girl like moved up. That girl moved up. Like that's cheating, whatever." And she was trying to get like attention to the security people there. And then that's when Alyssa said something, and she was like, hey, that girl, and she was pointing at the other girl.
Yep.
Because she had her hand over there, and she had her hand on the barricade, and she was trying. So what she did, this might be kind of hard to explain, but she had her left hand on the barricade, and she like bent it so that it covered the girl who brought me up there. It covered her arm on the top, and she was pushing down so that it would.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So does that make sense? So that it would take that one girl's hand off of the barricade, and she could slide in there.
Yeah.
And so that's what she was doing, and I felt so bad. I was like, because it was like, I'm the cause of this. I was like, I just wanted to see, like, I won't leave because I love them. I love BTS too much to leave, but like, also like, why does this have to be a thing? Like I made friends. Like you can be my friend too. Yeah. Like I don't want to, I'm not trying to like, she was taller than me. She was so much taller than me too. So it's like, you could see, like, I don't know. So that,
and honestly, I was just happy Lauren could see, because like me and Lauren are about the same height.
Yeah, we
and
are.
I have like concert boots. We learned for the next tour.
Oh, we did.
You need concert boots. But yeah, I was happy that Lauren could see, period. I was like, sure, she's at barricade. Great. We don't have to worry about Lauren now because Lauren can see.
Yeah. And by the end, people were starting to drop like flies. So I was able to wiggle over closer to you guys. And by the chorus or the encore, I was there with you guys. And that meant more to me than anything. But were you able to see okay though?
No, it's always a struggle for me. I'm 5 feet tall, guys. So if I don't have like 8-inch boots on, it's not going to happen. And I will say, our friend Alyssa is tall. And when she puts on heels, she's taller. So she's like an intimidating force. And I remember going, Alyssa, you're going to be our ticket into this spot here in the GA, because no one is going to mess with you, because she's just got that aura about her. So
she's a Gemini.
Kudos to Alyssa for literally like blockading our way to where we were near to the barricade and calling people out, because she called people out for pushing too.
Yeah, she did. Like that one girl, and then there was a girl behind her too, even, that was like, hey, can I just like move in front of you so I can see? And she was just like, no.
She is very much a Gemini. She was like, it's not my problem that you're short.
I know, that was so funny. But we had some
God.
really good like times in that GA though. Like Yoongi sprayed us with
did.
water because he saw that you guys were having fun.
Yeah.
And Jungkook like came over right in front of us and did his little like go dance, and I
love all of my videos from this.
it
They
was
were so
amazing.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember specifically I like caught eyes with Yoongi. Maybe it was the soap jacket. I don't know. But I like met his eyes and I was like, whoa.
Aw.
He's
He
got
was such
very,
a shy bub for this show.
yeah. He's got
What were
such
you gonna say?
expressive eyes. He was kind of shy.
He does. I feel like we're a little crazy, and I think like
Stop.
American concerts are a little crazy sometimes.
Yeah, I
Not
think
as
they
crazy
are.
as Brazil. Brazil takes the cake. Y'all are passionate. I give you that.
Yeah.
But I think it was a little bit wild for us to be so close to them because nobody's that close to them in Korea. So
Yeah.
I think they all kind of collectively kept their distance a little bit. And especially even back then. Like back then, I'd say Yoongi didn't really like engage with the crowd very much.
Yeah.
Junie also didn't really engage with the crowd much either.
No, he looked up
But
more.
yeah. But still, it was a great experience. I got tons of videos of like Jin, Tae, Jungkook, Hobie. It was good.
Hobie.
It was really good.
It was so fun. Hobie waved at me. Oh,
Aww. It's that soap jacket.
I think it is. I was just screeching at him that I loved. Oh, there was one girl behind me. She was just this sweet woman, like little lit girl, and she was
Yeah.
she was the biggest Jin stan in the world, and she was like she almost burst my eardrums screeching for Jin. And so Jin always came over in front of us because of her. And so like I'm not gonna complain.
He did.
But
Yeah.
I was just like, my gosh. But I kept telling her, because when you're in there, it's kind of like I like kept looking over behind my shoulder and I'd be like, hold on to me because I'm going to lose you.
Oh, yeah.
And like this complete
yeah.
stranger. Like, I don't know why I said that,
Right.
but I was like, you're going to get lost. Jin is right here. Just hold on to me. So
I feel like with the right company and the right armies, it's very, very cool to be in pit. Because we did that too at one point, me and our friends. Like we linked arms because it's a little overwhelming and the crowd is a little flexible. So you tend to like move up and move down and get pushed and everyone's moving around a little bit. So
yeah. But the second day it was seated. We had different seats. Like our one friend, your cousin, was down there in P1.
Yep.
Our friend Alisha and I were like the first row and like the top, like it would be like P6 maybe, but it was first row. It was the best. I loved it. Oh, and then she cried at the end too.
Aww.
But
It's nice to sit too.
yeah, it is. It's nice to experience the concert in such a different way. But
yeah.
you didn't go to that concert because you had another concert you were heading to.
Yes, I went to City Field.
Yeah.
Because I am who I am. No apologies. I was like, City Field's going to be iconic because that was their first stadium. So I was like, I have to be there. So crazy me was like, all right, we'll just, book a flight from Chicago to New York, buy this New York ticket. So I did it solo. I don't know if I'd ever do that again. I think that was one time was enough. Yeah. But I mean, not by myself. It's a different experience to go by yourself.
Yeah.
So I originally had I had pit tickets, and then I didn't realize the pit was literally like the entire baseball field.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to be
huge.
crammed in there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I went to the box office the day of and got seated in very low rows, like 12 rows from the ground, like in the very first section by the stage. And I was like, well, this works out. So it was a nice break for me because I wasn't in the pit. I recorded the videos. I got to hear Junie's iconic speech.
Iconic.
And like, it was just such a good night. It was such a different vibe from being in the pit. And I really, really enjoyed it.
Oh, good. I remember after that concert, because I was watching it on this like shitty like live stream, and I was thinking like, oh, Alicia's there. And just when June says like, you taught me how to love myself, like I'm learning how to love myself because of you. And it's, I still get teary-eyed because of that. And I remember talking to Alyssa after that too. And we were both like, that's our biggest concert regret, is not just like buying the tickets for it and saying, to heck with it. We're going.
But it was also like, at the time, I don't think we really knew either, like
No,
how
yeah.
big they would get. We didn't know Stadium was going to be like all of the next tour. Like,
Yeah.
you know? So.
But you were able to be there for that first milestone. Like, they were so excited for that concert the second day in Chicago.
I was really happy to have been there.
Yeah.
It was very, very cool. But then, Speak Yourself happened.
Yes, this is our last concert that we went to.
I know.
Oh, gosh. This one was... Yeah, you go ahead.
Go. I don't know what to say. You go.
Okay. Well, this was like, we kind of realized this wasn't our first rodeo at this point. We've been around the block a couple times. And so, and also we knew each other now.
Yeah, we did. That helps.
Nice. Having met each other and, you know, we know our, like, how our vibes are and stuff. And so we planned an actual, like, a whole trip to New York.
Yeah, we did.
And which was fun. It was very jam-packed, though. Like, I think I could have done like a day of rest maybe within that.
Yep.
But
we've learned. Every concert experience, we learn something else.
Yeah, we live and we learn. Exactly. And that's what makes it really fun too. Is like you don't know what it's going to be like every time. And it's different every single time.
Right.
Every BTS concert is different, even the same one.
Yep.
So we got floor tickets to MetLife.
Yep.
We got not just floor tickets. Soundcheck floor tickets. This was the first time I had soundcheck. This was your second time having soundcheck, right?
Yay. Yep.
Yeah. And so,
but I remember, when we waited in line, because we all still had to wait in the line, right? The GA line,
we can't
get
escape.
Wristbands. And we'll go back to the whole GA line story in a bit. But I remember the guy took the tickets because our friend Alyssa got us the tickets. He was like, "Wow, you managed to get 4, like all together." He was kind of amazed. Mind you, we were very amazed when Melissa managed to do this. So,
that's right. I forgot about that. Yeah, I remember. I was on the phone with her, and she was like, "I got 4. I bought them." That was the conversation we had. They were in her cart, and then the next words were like, "I bought them." Like I did it. Because like,
I'm really glad she did it though.
Yeah, like think about it, like getting 4 tickets together like that.
Yeah,
soundcheck
GA.
Too?
No way.
It's unheard of.
We lucked out. Yeah,
we did. I think
to quote her words, she was like, "The universe owes me." So I was like, "Okay, the universe paid you." Yeah,
she did say that. That's so funny.
Yeah,
it does owe her. She works so hard.
Yeah. But we still had the line, and we learned. So this time we got in line. We had water. I think we brought hydration. We made friends.
We prepared.
We ordered breakfast, Uber Eats. Lovely. You learn a few things here and there.
Yeah, you learn a few things. Yeah, it was stressful though still because
it was.
Well, my anxiety wanted us to get there at like 6 a.m. But I think we ended up getting there at like 9 a.m. because you guys were both like, let's not, Lauren. So
yeah, I don't know what it was, but I think we were just like, it's okay. Well, we had seats this time too.
Yeah,
so
I think that's
it wasn't like a mad dash. And also we were literally sitting on the ground in the sun for like hours.
I know.
So I'm really glad we didn't get there early.
Yeah. You're right. Lesson learned there.
And actually, Sahara wasn't there. Sahara wasn't there yet. Her flight came in that morning.
That's what I was going to say. Like, it was still stressful because we didn't have our 4th member. And the thing was, if we didn't have all 4 people, we might not have been able to get our tickets. Do you remember that?
I don't know if we were 100%. Yeah. Were we 100% sure on that? I think they would have given it to us anyway. But
well, we have Alyssa and we have you, so we would have gotten it one way or another. Yeah. I feel like. But like at that time though, we didn't know. Like we didn't know what the rules were because of course with these things, rules are always unclear. You hear one thing, we hear another thing. And she was like just getting off the plane or something and the line was starting to move.
Yep. And we were like, you better get in that taxi and start praying because you need to be here by the time we get there to the front of the line. But she did. She made it.
She made it just in time. Yep. And we got our wristbands.
Yep.
That was
and then we went back.
Yeah, and then we went back and we were staying in Brooklyn. So MetLife is in New
Yeah.
Jersey.
Right.
It's like on the other side of New York. And then Brooklyn.
Yep.
So
Whole
you have
nother
to
state.
Yeah, you have to pass New York to get to our Airbnb. Why did we do
Yep.
that? Why did we think that was a good idea?
We found a really good Airbnb. It was beautiful. I do not regret it.
Beautiful.
I wish we had found one that was closer though.
I know.
But we thought in our heads, we were like, oh, this is, it's not that far. Because it really, like, distance-wise is not that far. But forgot to, like, factor in that, like, thousands of people are probably staying in New York, too. And all of us are going to try and get to this venue at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
So not our best decision, I will say that. We were very stressed in the cab.
But now we know, just...
Yep. We had great talks in the taxi, though, in the Uber.
We really did. They were so
We had
fun.
really great conversations, so...
I mean, we were getting into it. We were talking about, like, our past, religion, like, our beliefs, our values. Our Uber drivers were, like... They were getting a whole podcast out of us.
We had a great time. And honestly, like you said, we planned a whole trip. So me, you, and Alyssa got there the day before the concert. And we actually stayed a day later to go to a Korean spa in Jersey. If you all have not been to a Korean spa, please do yourself a favor and go. It's so nice. I had a great time there.
It was so fun. I had no idea something like that existed with a whole bunch of saunas and like pools and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, we made it just in the nick of time. I mean, I was like getting anxiety and car sick on the ride over there. Like we had to pull over so they could put me in the front seat. It was like that close to, because if we don't get, why were we so nervous? If we don't get in there at the right time, then we can't get to our seats at all or something like that?
I have no idea. I think your rational brain goes out the window when it's concert time. And so you don't ever really think rationally because they would never have denied us. We paid for the ticket. Like
exactly.
So I don't know why we were so stressed. I think this was probably the latest we had ever gotten to a concert because we were so used to getting there hours early. So it felt like we were getting there late, and we were fine. We just got into the line.
Yeah,
the GA section.
We sprinted, and Alisha, you and I had the same heels because you got those heels, and I was like, oh, I want those, but I got them in a different color. But they're like what, like 15-inch heels?
No, they weren't that big. They were they were probably a solid 8 or 9. They were tall.
Yeah, they were
platform
tall.
Boots. But Lauren was smart. Lauren didn't wear her. She brought shoes. I wore mine. Bad idea, guys. Bad idea. Because I was trying to keep up with Alyssa, and I'm like, dear God, please don't let me sprain an ankle right now. This is not the time to be doing this.
I know. I think what happened was, because I definitely was not smart enough to bring shoes. I think that Alyssa had like a pair of like roll-up shoes or something, and she let me wear them.
Oh, yeah.
I think that's what it was. Though. I know, and I felt so bad. I wanted to be like, just get on my back, Alisha. we'll get you there one way or another. But we all made it. We were actually waiting there in line before we got in.
Yep. And our seats, we were surprised about too, because I thought our seats were further back, and they were actually pretty close.
Yeah.
So
when we were sitting down, if everyone would just sit down, I feel like we would have been able to see so well. But like when everyone stands up, that's when it's like, gosh darn it. But it was still lovely.
A little hard. It was. And I did kind of like where we were because we were almost center stage, just like a section back.
Yeah.
And I had enough like space to like hold up my poster really quick so they could read it and take it down. That's always my goal. I always make a poster for the concerts.
Yeah.
So it's always my goal to have them read one. So I was happy I could do that. That was my biggest thing.
Was this the the rainbow one? The circle rainbow one that you had?
Yeah. This was Girl with Love. I did Girl with Love with rainbow glitter. And then I did a play on one of the lyrics in Yoongi's song, which was though your beginnings may be humble, may your ends be prosperous. I changed it so that it was like, and mind you guys, I'm not fluent in Korean, so I have no idea what it actually said. I wanted it to say something along the lines of like, though your beginnings were humble, your legacy will last a long time, or like will be never ending. That's kind of what I was hoping I wrote. I really have no idea what I wrote. I tried.
I love that.
Hopefully
though.
they saw it though.
Yeah, and I'm sure they read that, and you know, they're always like, "Oh, your Korean's really good. Like, I love it. Like, keep going." Like, they're very supportive of like when we do our Korean, and I'm sure like seeing that in Korean in their mother tongue in this like foreign world, in this foreign like place, like that's got to bring a lot of comfort to them. Just seeing their hangul,
I hope so.
Yeah.
Well, it was glitter, so that was a strategic decision. If you guys ever make signs, glitter is the greatest way to go.
Because then they see it, the light reflects off of it.
Yeah.
But so that was day one. Oh, that was so nice. It was just such a good experience to be there. But
it was.
I felt really bad though, because your cousin, she wasn't feeling very good, and she was like coughing in between like intermission and stuff. So I was like trying to like be there with her, but also like cry because J-Hope is like meters away from me.
I know.
And
I feel like we've suffered in all of the concerts because like it was cold in Newark, and we dressed. I didn't think about the cold when I picked my concert outfit. Okay, I was in a tube top and a skirt. Not a great idea for Newark.
I know.
Did not realize it would get cold. And then we spent like 30 minutes trying to get out of the venue. Like when the concert ended. It was a whole mission. Well, we're already at 52 minutes. So
oh, shoot. You're right. Oh, gosh.
Guys, this just might be a real long episode. We're sorry.
We're sorry. Yeah, the Uber line was insane. They had to pull a train in to get us all out of there.
Yeah. Literally, there was no logistical way to get us out of there. We booked an Uber and we couldn't find the Uber. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
We were like walking around the parking lot because someone had an Uber on their phone and it was like for us, and we could not find this person. We walked up and down the parking lot. There was like a fenced area that we couldn't get through. There was a whole line of Ubers like further away that I could see. Mind you, this was like hour 4 of me wearing these boots. So I was like done. My feet were like, I was ready to sit on that pavement.
The vibe is like, we just want to like, get home, get food, like, because we just had this like really nice experience. But then it's like, the logistics of it, everyone's cold.
Yeah. It was a rough night.
I was thinking too, like, what if we were like kids, like going to this concert, and our parents had to come pick us up? I would never be allowed to go to a concert again if my dad had to pick me up for a BTS concert.
Yep. Which we didn't talk about, but I've been into K-pop for a long time. So I went to Big Bang concerts before this. And I still had my mom. I was like a 24-year-old. Me and my cousin were going up there, flying up to New York right after Sandy. And my mom literally chaperoned us. Like I was not allowed to just go to this concert. So if anyone's like, a teenager and they feel weird about their parents coming, don't feel bad. My mom dragged herself along.
That's so cute. Oh, we'll have to talk more about your Big Bang experience too. But
one day.
On the second day though, we got the transportation down. We were there early-ish. Actually, I wish we would have gotten there earlier, but that's just my anxiety. Well. And we had seated seats, and oh, it was just so nice. It was like P1 seated. I mean, it was just like so nice. And then Jungkook cried.
Oh,
everyone was saying, "Don't cry, Jungkook."
Baby. It's so funny because I talk about Hobie like in my concert bias, and everyone loves Tae. Everyone's always like, as soon as Tae's song comes on, it's like dead silent.
It is. It's amazing.
And I'm like, this man is wearing a 3-piece suit and he is just commanding this audience right now. It's so funny to me.
Just with like, he opens his eye. Yeah. You know what I'm talking about. You know exactly what I'm talking about.
Everyone loses it.
It's just like silence. It's like, and then he opens his eye and then it's just like.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
or
His power.
Jin and his solo and getting everyone to sing I'm the One I Should Love. Still one of the greatest concert moments I've ever had because it gives you goosebumps to hear that.
I know. I remember after that concert, like I had like a video of it and I would just play it over and over again just because it, like you said, it just gives you goosebumps.
It does.
It's so powerful to have so many other people saying that with you. Mm-hmm. And then also that everyone is singing the Korean too.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's amazing.
Outro Tear. Oh, what a song.
Oh, I know.
Especially in concert.
Yeah. It's something special. And I remember
with them dripping Dior.
Oh, I know, with their Dior fits. Please. We were so close to their Dior fits. How did we survive? But I remember one of their little, like talking mints and stuff. And they were like, Hobie was like, I'm Halsey. And then he just, like, was acting so cute. He was, like, pretending to be, like, Halsey and, like, their Love Yourself or Boy with Love, you know, thing. And then it, like, moved and they transferred to, like, this football narrative where, like, they were all, like, trying to tackle each other or something. Do you
remember my
God.
That? Yeah. I was lost. I didn't understand.
I know, but I was like, this is just lovely. They're so fun. They're so fun. But yeah, I think I had like, I just remember like when I think about the second night, especially, I think of, when I think of the first night, for some reason, I think of light blue. Maybe it's because of the blinding lights that were in our face that were like bluish.
Oh, yeah.
But
yeah.
The second night, I think of purple. Yeah.
I did really like the ending. I always love Microcosmos as an ending song, but also I kind of can't listen to it anymore because it makes me remember the ending of the concert. I've associated it with it, so now I'm like, I don't want to hear it.
Same, because then it's like you don't want it to lose that like meaning, and also you get sentimental, and I know what you mean. But after that, we got our transportation down. And then we were just all hungry. I think, did we get hot pot that night or something?
I think night 1 was hot pot. Night 2 was dim sum.
That's what it was. Oh, yeah. That dim sum slapped. That hit the spot in such a good way. It was like good. Over in Queens or something, or Flushing. I don't know.
Yes, we went to Flushing. Wow, Flushing. You remembered. Yes, we went to Flushing. And that was a far train ride. Had we known it would have been that far, and we might have reconsidered. But
I know, but it's all right. We made it.
Yeah.
That's all that matters.
Yeah.
And then after that, we had fun. We just explored the city. I think, was the next day, did we go to Soho or something?
Yeah, we moved to Soho. So we had Brooklyn for 2 nights and then we went to Soho for the 1 night. And we went to the exhibition, right? It was like the Speak Yourself, like, exhibition thing, shop.
I'm so glad we went to that. That was so fun.
It was a good memory.
Man, I didn't buy anything,
and then we
but
went
it was
to
just like they had the music videos playing there. They had like some art things from some of their music videos, you know, like little art kind of creations that you could take a picture with. It's just fun.
It was. I think it was fun to see them here because still, even at that point, they weren't like everywhere. Like now, they're like everywhere.
Yeah,
like Samsung ads, you know, like all the late night shows. But at that time, we were like, wow, they're here. Like they're here physically, like in New York. Like it's cool.
It's so cool, and we're gonna feel like that like when the pandemic is, you know, lessening and we can see them again.
Yeah.
I don't want to think about like how crazy that's going to be.
Oh my God. It's just going to be tears.
It's just going to
have to wear a lot of non like waterproof makeup. That's going to be me, just waterproof makeup everywhere.
Yeah.
Because I'm just going to cry all concert long.
Same. And like, I'm thinking like, I'm going to cry getting tickets because, Alisha, there's so many more fans now, too.
I know.
I saw their subscribers, like, they used to, before the pandemic, this time before the pandemic or whatever, last year, it was, like, 20 million or something subscribers on their main channel. And then now it's, like, doubled or tripled or something like that.
Oh my God.
Oh my gosh. Which is good. I love that energy. But I'm also like,
how are we ever going to get tickets?
I know. We have tickets. Both of us have tickets to Map of the Soul. So we just like
Right.
never have to, we'll never let go of those. We'll keep a vice grip on them.
I mean,
And you guys should
Ticketmaster,
too. Yeah.
if you're listening, I would really appreciate a refund. But
I know.
anyway.
I know. Ticketmaster,
guess-
can we please, like, we have stock in your company at this point.
Right?
Like, let's have some
Oh my
say
God.
in how the company progresses or something.
I guess we'll get really acquainted with the Stickman again. Me and the Stickman, we are like best buddies for how much I've seen him.
Oh my gosh, that Stickman. You know what? We should, maybe if we befriend the Stickman. We're talking about the walking Stickman that you see when you're getting BTS tickets on Ticketmaster. But, you know, I think we should befriend that Stickman. Maybe that's how we get him to walk faster. We can bribe him a little bit.
Right? He always wants to tell me there's 2,000 people ahead of me. And I'm like, no, Stickman.
You too?
That's not what I want to hear. Oh my God.
Oh gosh. But all this to say, we would love to hear about your guys' concert experiences as well. And,
Yes.
you know, especially if a BTS concert was your very first concert, because I'm really interested to hear about that. Because I know a couple friends who BTS was their very first concert, and like I can't even imagine a
Wow.
concert after, you know.
That's crazy. They set the bar really high. And I've been to quite a few
Exactly.
other K-pop artist concerts, and it's not quite the same thing. So,
Right? But yeah, share your experiences. We'd love to hear. And we hope to see you at the next BTS concert and the next episode of the Purple Bloom
Yeah.
podcast.
yay! And thanks for listening to us to rant for like an hour. This is a very long episode, guys.
Oh dear. Well, long with positive vibes.
Yeah.
All
We
right,
will
bye,
see you
guys.
next episode. Bye.
See you next time.